Aloha and welcome to Java. Thank you all kindly for joining me. This is for Tuesdays, July 2nd, 2024. First, I would like to thank everybody that wished me well, and I appreciate that, and I'm feeling much, much better. So thank you kindly. Still sound a little bit off, so please forgive me for that. I'll try to get through this. We've got a couple of things to go over today, so I hope everyone is doing well. So we've still got a holiday shortened week, and it appears I was gone for a day and the risk increased. So we've got the MMRI is back above 290 points. So with that mark rate going into the markets, and looks like they were relatively range bound yesterday. I wasn't in the market, so kind of missed out a bit on that. But we're, as always, watching the 10-year yield with the relative strength of the dollar. Now we've got cryptocurrencies. Looked like Bitcoin recovered above that 62,000, but we're going to watch and see it above this level if it is able to hold, or if it breaks down one last time below that level. We'll keep an eye on that. However, it is showing a bit of strength in something that it should be moved into. Now we've got the markets hit another all-time high. Not really surprising the way things are going, but we've got volatility is up, and it's also hitting gold and the basically safe havens, gold, silver, and oil. Oil looks like it was recovering a bit, but not an awful lot. So futures are in the red. So that's kind of showing that it's tending more towards correction. And I'll talk a little bit more about what we're expecting. So we've got this story coming up. The Fed's rate cut, the delay on that won't hold back the tide of global easing. So all of the currencies are tied together. There's currency wars going on, but there's also global easing going on as well. So it just happens in different ways. While others are cutting their rates, we've got the United States basically flooding the markets with money. So it's just a different way to do it. And they're doing it through government contracts and military spending for the most part, but also some other ways as well. So with this, the sentiment today is listening to Fed Chair Powell is going to speak. And I also expect the volume to drop towards the holiday close Thursday. We'll go into that with our calendar. Fed Chair Powell speaks 9:30 as the market opens this morning. So jobs openings, the JOLTS jobs report comes in not long after opening at 10. And that's going to have an effect because they look at that for the data that the Fed is looking towards as to whether they'll cut soon or not. And they're also looking at crude stock, but mostly what Fed Chair Powell says and the JOLTS jobs. So tomorrow is Wednesday. We've got Independence Day is Thursday. So the market is going to close early tomorrow's Wednesday at 1 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time as far as market timing. So you have to set up your trades prior to that time. It's going to be a half day. So set your swing trades by the end of today and watch for your theta coming out into Friday if you're options traders, depending on the side that you're going to be on for that. Just keep these things in mind. So also on Wednesday, prior to the market open, we've got Fed Chair Williams speaking, and we also get the non-farm employment as well as jobless claims. So these are all potential market movers, especially on the lower market volume for Wednesday. Okay, a couple of stories coming out for the vehicles. We've got China's bid. Now they are an electric vehicle company, and they posted a 21% jump in quarterly sales. At the same time, we've got US new vehicles. Now, this is not electric vehicles, this is across the board. However, US new vehicle sales growth likely to slow in the second quarter by comparison. So that's why they're so upset about China's growth and their trade with this. So in general, United States auto sales are down as well as manufacturing. So that's the real economy is taking a hit. So I'd like to go into a couple of other things that came up this morning. We've got 4 of Japan's top property and casualty insurers and also other financial firms. So this is big money in the markets. They're planning to sell around 500 billion yen worth, which is about 3.1 billion US dollars, in a Honda motor. So Other financial institutions will also cut back on their Honda stakes, and the total that is expected to sell is around 500 billion yen based on the current share price. So Honda announced that they already plan on buying back at least 300 billion of that during the current financial year. So that's going to take some of the impact out of that. However, expect Honda to move this morning on that. And just to show that this economy is not just hitting the lower class and lower income middle class, it is now hitting businesses as well. We've got the Red Box owner, Chicken Soup for the Soul, filing for bankruptcy as they've got a lot of debt piling up that they no longer can pay. So they're filing Chapter 11. And we've got this chart that I wanted to bring up because this is with basically, they call them boomers, a particular age in the United States. And there's quite a divergence coming out here. So we've got older baby boomers aren't moving out of their homes because they can't afford new ones and they don't want to give up their status being debt-free. And younger boomers that are just coming into that age, reaching retirement, cannot afford new homes. So now they're increasingly facing homelessness. So we've got huge divergence here. And it's just more of the dichotomy that's going on. So I've got a few stories I want to hit with you. Now, this is macro, but it does trickle down to affect not just the economy, but us daily in our lives. So we've got North Korea, which is why I have Rocket Man on the very front of this, saying that they are testing new ballistic missiles with super large warheads. Now, the problem has not been warheads necessarily. Their issues have been that they haven't been able to achieve long-range strikes, and they've been working on it since. Now, they've kind of had cap put on them as to whether they would be able to do that. Well, now they've got someone that does have that capability, namely Russia and China, and they're creating alliances here. So we've got to watch that. We've also got the European military bases. They're on heightened alert, and they have been for a couple of days now. But the official story coming out that they're putting in the news, of course, not going to say everything, but I'm going to shed a little insight on this. Now, Pentagon officials are saying that it's because of the Olympics, which are in Paris, and the Euro Cup. So they're blaming these events. And really what's going on is the target, if you can see the base behind them, is Ramstein Air Force Base in Germany. And the reason that base is on particularly high alert, and it really is the target, is because there has currently been some stories about Israel is now going to be sending missiles, long-range weapons, and also sending more fighter planes into Europe, and it's going to be via Ramstein Air Base. So they're expecting a little more either cyber attacks, possibly direct, but also on military base. But all of those planes are basically coming in through that particular Air Force base. So they've got heightened alerts across the board. I think it's not going to be anything major, but the fact that they're out there, and they're also, shedding these stories so that people don't panic and they don't know really what's going on. So in the background, we've got basically the sanctions. So these are currency wars and then also trade wars. World Bank just declared Russia a high-income country. How did this happen? They've gone from upper middle class, basically they've just jumped up to high-income country amidst all of these sanctions. So here's how it works. First, European Union slapped sanctions on Russian liquid natural gas. Okay, this happened a few weeks back. Who is the largest supplier for European Union gas? Is Russia. They're shooting themselves in the foot, so to speak. So for this winter, if you are in Europe, please prepare for an alternate source or do something so you're ready, because you're going to be the one to suffer. So right after this, we hear also that Russia and Iran have just inked a huge gas deal. And Russia's Gazprom is now disclosing details of a major new deal with China. So you put in sanctions, and what happens is Russia is going to sell to these countries who are going to resell to the European Union for twice the price or more. So Russia is going to make money hand over fist on all of these sanctions. Moving on, these are a couple of other things I wanted to bring up, especially in light of everything going on now. In Australia, they are massively basically culling, which means they're killing chickens, and getting rid of eggs. This is a huge war on the food supply. We had, in addition, more than 4,000 pounds of eggs recalled across 9 states in the United States. Not because of this flu, but this is because the eggs have been misbranded with undeclared allergens. So it was from a product that is from liquid egg, and they're saying that they may contain dairy milk, which is a known allergy, and they did not label the product. So they're recalling all of this amount on top of what they're doing with the eggs and the chickens. So that is just going to bring up the price, if you will. And we've got this very interesting. They're pushing the climate change agenda. It's not you, tornadoes are becoming stronger and more frequent. There's a lot of frequency moderation going on. I know this sounds very tinfoil hat, but there's a lot going on with this behind the scenes. I can speak more about this. Maybe I'll do an evening one or something, because it's a little more detailed about things going on. Also with Hurricane Beryl coming in and is gaining strength because of the heat. So if you're in the path, please get out of the way. It's not expected to decline. Biometric update, wanted to bring this up. Digisyn's Bank ID boost, boosting financial inclusion. Now this is the whole thing. It's a bank ID card. It is biometrics with facial scans. And they're saying that this is good for them because everybody can bank with this. But my question is, why do they always start in lower income, lower tech economies? It's because they don't understand the implication. Once they do this and give up their biometrics, you can never get it back. So I just want to bring that up to you in case they come around, because it will expand. So until I see you again, my friends, I wish you all to stay free. I would also like to thank Truth Warrior. Chris, thank you so much for your contributions. And I appreciate your help with everything and all of your well wishes. And I'm really happy to be back with you. So thank you all very kindly.